Okay, good morning, students. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, can you see the screen I have shared? Hello? Yeah. Do you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes.
Ah, okay. So, during the presentation, if my voice cracks or if you find any problem in looking into the screen, please let me know. Okay? That's my plan. Okay, today I am going to show you one very important thing. Uh, this is required not only specifically for disaster management classes, but whenever you may be writing your thesis or report, you may come across sometimes when you have to use some maps. So this map making process has been actually there for ages and which is also known as a greater part of cartography. But we are not really going deep into the subject, but sometimes it becomes a necessity for many students to use or to produce their own maps. So, for that purpose, we have the softwares nowadays. Some of them are, we already have mentioned, some of them are open source software, some of them are the black box softwares. For map making, actually, we are going to use some GIS package. So, what is a GIS? We have actually discussed this thing in our previous classes. The GIS stands for Geographic Information System. So basically, this system allows you to manipulate, to convert, to attach the data which normally does have a geo reference or means which information that it can display on the surface of the earth. So, especially for disaster mitigation and remote sensing, the GIS is extensively used as a platform where we query our data, our requirements, and then we display the final results as map. Uh, we have used this thing before in our previous classes, especially when I showed you how to extract flood maps or how to create an NDVI image or any index map, and then from there on you can create some of the binary images showing the flooded and unflooded areas. Uh, Once you have such an image of flood or non-flooded areas, or if you have an image or if you have a kind of information where you have shown the buildings which are damaged after an earthquake, or some of the coastal areas which have damaged due to tsunami, or the extent of the damage may be due to a cyclone, or any other kind of information. Ultimate results should be in the form of a map. Okay, so when we say map in cartography or in geography or in GIS especially, there are five elements which is actually necessary to make a complete map. So first, let us discuss what are these elements. Okay, you can see it on the screen. I'm using this paintbrush, and I am going to tell you what are the five important elements of the map. So the first thing is the title of the map. Title. Okay. So where is the title of a map? So if you just open up any map and then try to see these elements, uh, I'll show you. Just a moment. So for example, let me take out this map. Okay, so can you see it on the screen? Yes? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is this? This is on the left hand side. So on the left hand side, what do you see here? Hmm? What is this? Why don't you speak? 14 people. What is this? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Map of an Assam.
Map of
Assam.
Assam. Okay, so I am discussing that there are 5 important elements which makes a map complete. So the first element is the title. So if you open up a map, you would normally have to include the title of the map. So this is the title. So in this case, this is my title. It is written Map of Assam. Then the other important element is known as scale. So what is the scale? If you see on the left hand down below, it is showing map not to scale, but some of the maps, actually the complete maps or the good maps, they should have a scale. For example, if you see here down below, there is a scale shown inside the map. So the scale is an indication of how much on the map, if you travel, that actually represents the distance on the ground. So it will be written something like this: 0, 1, 3, 2, or the 3, and then on the top it may be written as centimeters, and then on the bottom again 0, then maybe 100 or 200 or up to 400. This is just an example. Then this will have a unit, supposedly of kilometer. So that means 1 centimeter on the map is representing 100 kilometer on the ground. So throughout the map, this representation or the fraction of representation remains the same. It means if you travel from this point to this point, and if this is actually 1 centimeter on the map, in actual, according to the scale, this will represent 100 kilometers. So this is very important whenever you want to measure a distance between 2 points on the map. Okay? And the third one, or the third important element of a map, is known as the legend. Legend. So what is the legend? Legend is, you see here, what it is showing. It is a map of Israel and the disputed territories. And then down below, these are some of the symbols, and then there is an elaboration what these symbols actually mean. Let me show you a clear map. Here also, if you take this map of Assam, this is clearly written legend, Legend. So in the legend, it wants to show you where are the international boundaries in dashed dot lines. There also, you can see the state boundary in dashed line. And then within the state boundary, you have the district boundary and then some of the state capitals of the states. So, for example, Kamrup metropolitan here, it is having a dot. And what does the dot mean? This is the state capital. So, whatever symbol that the map maker is using within the map, there should have some meaning of these symbols. And when you represent the symbols in the form of a chart within the map, this is known as the legend. Okay, so three things are very important, as I said. First one is the title of the map, second one is the scale, third one is the legend, and then the fourth one is known as the north direction, North. So, where is our direction of the north? So normally when you click a good map, there you will see, here also, you see on the top right hand side corner of the map, there is one arrow, and then the arrow is down below N, or the alphabet N. So N represents here the north, or the direction of the north, okay, on the map. So this is a requisite for a complete map. So if you know the direction of the north, you can find out all other directions. Means this side is our south, on the right side is east, and the left side is west. So if I ask where is Gujarat actually, then you can say Gujarat is on the west of the mainland of India. For example, if you put this north arrow on the heart of the map, our Assam and Arunachal and Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, these states will be towards northeast. That is why it is known as northeastern states. Again, towards the below or bottom of the map, we have states like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka. So these are the southern states because this is the direction of the south. Apart from these four things, there is another one important element which actually should be shown in any other good map, that is known as the grid. So grid is a representation of the latitudes and the longitudes within a map. So if I can find you a good map, I will show you the grid. Okay, for this example, take this map. Okay, let me make it big. Why I am telling about maps, ultimately your products will be in the form of the maps, whatever remote sensing application you will use, or whatever query that you do on remote sensing and GIS softwares. Ultimately, your decisions has to reach the audience, and then it has to reach in the form of a map. Okay, so what is a grid? So if you take this example of the map or political map of India, on the boundary here you will see some small numbers. These numbers may be in the form of 30 degree, 32 degree in terms of the latitudes, or in terms of the longitudes there may be 90 degree, 92 degree, 91 degree. So these are nothing but the latitudes like this, then the longitudes like this. So in case where we fall around 25 degree, then 24 degree, then 90, 91 in terms of longitudes, and these in terms of latitudes. So ultimately, these numbers, if you draw some lines, join both sides of the map, this will form a grid or some square boxes. So this is the fifth element, and this would be an important element of the map. So the first element is the title, second one is the scale, third one is the legend, fourth one is the direction of the north, and then the last one, or the fifth one, is known as the grid. Okay, so these five elements you have to include in whatever map that you are ultimately going to produce. It may be a map of Assam, or it may be a map of the flooded areas, or it may be a map of the vulnerable cities or vulnerable population. Ultimately, you should be including these five elements whenever you are preparing this information in the form of a map. And for that, you can use any GIS software which may be open source or which may be a paid software. In my case now, I am using ArcGIS. So for the next about 20-30 minutes, please pay attention to whatever I want to show you. Okay? So first thing is, I want to show you a map of Assam that will consist the districts, and then all the districts will have their own names, and then these names have to have represented in the form of a map. Okay, so for that I am opening up the software, and then I am going to the catalog. Here, as I told you that in GIS we have two basic different forms of data. One is the raster data, another one is the vector data. In the raster data, we have the pixels as our basis of primary information. And in the vector data, we have three kinds of individual data, which is known as points, lines, and polygons. Okay, so for that, first let me take out the districts of Assam. I drag this thing into the main window. So here you see it consists all the districts of Assam. How do you know these are all the districts? We can right click and then we can open up the attribute table which is associated with this individual boundaries or polygons. Remember, this is a vector data which is also known as the shapefile. And then each districts are represented in the form of a polygon. For example, if I want to click on any of these polygons, I will use this select feature, and then I click on, suppose, this one. So immediately it will take me to the associated table, and then you see under the name 2, what is this name? The name of this district is Morigaon. Okay? Okay. For example, if I click on another district here, and then this is number 10, and then this is Jorhat district. Another, I click on here, and then it says this is Nalbari. Okay. Another district here, this is Lakhimpur. So, in total, I have got 25 number of districts. It is starting from 0. So 0, if you say this is the first district, then ultimately there are 25 districts in this particular state. Okay. Likewise, I can overlay many other information. So another information that I can overlay is the Brahmaputra River. So I have just dragged this Brahmaputra River, and then So you see, this river is actually flowing through these districts in Assam. Okay, so ultimately, whatever information that you will prepare as your final results using remote sensing satellite images or uh, using some other work in GIS, you would be getting some kind of an information like this. For example, you can show the vulnerable districts of Assam in the event of a flood. So you can show these districts in the red color, or you can even show these districts in the light yellow color, depending on the threat or the level of vulnerability. So the thing that I want to express today or highlight today is, once you have such a final map, how would you uh, use this map as an end product and then show it in a report? Okay, so for this particular software, uh, in this case, these individual districts have to be first labeled individually. In that case, I can just go to the district and then right click and then go to properties. Okay, then go to symbology. So this may be a little bit different in case of different software. Then go to categories and then unique values. Okay, so I know that my district names are within this column known as name 2. So in the value field, I select name 2 and add all values. I click here, add all values. So when I do it, all these different districts are shown up here in different colors. In order to show this thing here, I click apply. Okay. Now you see all these different districts now being represented in different colors. Okay. The next thing is I have to name these districts, or even I can show it the names in the form of a legend. Okay. So the next thing is I want to make a map of all those districts of Assam. For that, I will go to the small little icon known as the layout view here. I'll click layout view. Okay, so here after that, I am going to include my first element, which is the title of the map. For that, I will go to insert, then title, insert title. I click here. It says, what title would you like to give to your map? So the title that I want to give here is the districts of Assam. D-I-S, D-I-S, districts of Assam. Okay, so it comes here on the top of the map. So this is my first and required element to show the title of the map. Okay. I can change it by going to change symbol. I can increase the size of the fonts, or I can make it bold. For example, I can go there, I can make it bold, click OK, right? Okay, the districts of Assam. What is the second element we have discussed? The second element is scale. Okay, so that means if you want to know what is the distance from this particular point to another point here, how much is it actually? So this can be calculated if we include the scale within the map. For that, I will go to insert, scale bar, insert scale bar. Okay, I click there. I pick up any styles here. There are a lot of styles, as you can see. So it depends what kind of style you want to prefer. I pick up this simple style. I go to the properties, and there are some numbers and divisions you can change here, but ultimately it can be customized. I say it's in kilometers, plan, okay, okay. So here comes the scale. As you can see, the scale is 100 up to 150 kilometer. It means from this point to this point. So if you travel this much inside the map, you actually travel 150 kilometer on the ground or in actual. So this is my second element. What is the third important element? You see, third important element is known as the legend. So in this case, we have two different kinds of legend. What are they? One is these names of different districts, and then this thing that is passing across these districts. There are two important objects. So in order to insert the legend, I can go to insert legend, and both these legends are here actually. Is next. Let us see the final result. Okay, here. So here comes the districts as well as the Brahmaputra River. So, since these legends we cannot accommodate here, we can change it to fit the screen. So this legend can come somewhere there. So these numbers are a little bit smaller, or the words, or the fonts are smaller. But if you print the map big, you can see these different individual district names as well as the Brahmaputra River's name. Okay. So the next thing, important thing is the direction of the north here. So here we need to show which is our north direction. For that again, we will go to insert and then north arrow. Okay. So there are again different styles. You can pick up any style here. Okay, and this should go to the upper right. Okay, so here my north is this direction. Then the last important thing is known as the grid. Okay, so the grid, what I said is actually the points or the lines indicating different latitudes and longitudes. In this case, the latitude will go from left to right like this, then the longitudes will be from up to down like this. So we have to show this grid. Only then this map will be considered to be a complete piece of information. In that case, I'll go to insert, or okay, in this case, wait a minute, I'll just click on this boundary and then right click, go to properties, Then there is one known as grids here. So I click on new grid. Next. Just don't have to do anything. You can say tick marks and labels, or you can say only labels. You can say tick marks and labels. So these are the intervals I want at 1 degree interval. Next. Finish. Right? Okay. Okay. So you see here, these numbers that I was telling you, 28 degree 0 minute 0 second north. This is one latitude. And then this 90 degree 0 minute 0 second east is one longitude. And when these two latitudes and longitudes are intersecting, the map it is shown in this particular crosshair. Okay? So this is the information related to the grids. So unless you give all these 5 elements, your map will not be considered to be complete. Okay. Now, we may rotate this left and right side of the grid in order to accommodate this thing within the space. For that, we'll go to properties, labels. Okay, so this is our final map. But when we want to insert this map into a report, or when we want to give this map to someone in order to exchange your thoughts or your research work, then ultimately this map should be here in the form of a JPEG image. Okay, for that, we will go to File, Export Map. And then ultimately, you will name the name here. So for this thing, I will type it as District of Assam. And then in here, resolution, I think it is better to keep the resolution of a minimum of 250 dpi. So that you type it here and then make it save. Where is this map? This one. So this map can be ultimately included into a report. How would you include this? So sometimes, as I was telling, the figure below shows the districts of Assam. So where is my districts of Assam? I'll go to insert, then table. I'll select a table using one row and one column. Within the table, I am inserting this map that I have just created. This one, districts of Assam. See, this is your map, which you have now created just now. So this map can be a map of any information. This can be a map of the districts with the river, or this can be a map of a flooded area on a particular district. This can be a map of the elevations of a particular area. This can be a map of the evacuation routes. This can be a map of the damaged buildings. This can be a map of the paddy which has been damaged after the floods, so on and so forth. So why GIS is called a complete information system? Because in the GIS you can give input different sources of data. For example, in this case, our different sources of data are these two data. One is the shapefile or the polygon file of the river of Brahmaputra, and then the second data set is the polygon or the shapefile of the districts of Assam. Okay, then you can give a query. Okay, let me share with you your attendance link for today. Then you can make some queries. For example, if I want to know through which districts the river of Brahmaputra is flowing, I can do a kind of query operation in the software, and then I will be able to find out the names of only those districts through which the Brahmaputra river is flowing. Sometimes, if this river is experiencing a seasonal flood, and then the river bank is overflowing, we can find out in which areas this flood is affecting the nearby banks, and then this can be calculated in terms of the unique area, whatever may be the area that the flood is being experienced in the particular flood. Okay, so I have shared the link for today's attendance. Please click on the link and then let your attendances to be recorded. Okay, so this is how you can create a map using a GIS package. Rather than teaching you right now which buttons I am clicking, this is not the important thing, but what I want to emphasize you is that on a map, in order for the map to be a complete one, these 5 elements have to be there. What are the 5 elements? The title, the scale, the legend, the north arrow, and then the grids. Okay? So for the time being, we will take a break, and then actually we are going to stop the class now. If you have any questions, you can ask. You can use the QGIS software that I said you please install, and then you can create maps like this. Do you have a question for me? No question? Very good. Okay. Please allow your attendances to be recorded.